Hello everyone! It's time for a slightly different video today. So yeah, I've gotten the new Final Fantasy II PSP World Record spoilers. And today I'm just gonna go through it and give you all the best commentary that I can think of. Uh, for a good YouTube video and just so that I don't need to care. About doing it during like all the runs. Yeah, starting off you can see we have shortens the names of all characters to one letter. It's a common tactic in speedruns. Like if names get like written letter by letter, which in this case is really only the case until the first config menu, so it is a very short time save, but we get it for free, so we take it. Yeah, starting off with that small fight, we're taking Leon's equipment just for some extra money. Money is good. Money can be tight, so just having some nice extra safety setup is good. Yeah, taking the others' equipment would not be worth it. Like, they carry their equipment over. It's just Leon who, well, it will take a while. It will take a while until we get to see Leon. I haven't thought about that. Hello, Diana. But yeah, so yeah, story very straightforward. I would be talking about PSP and probably also do a bit about GBA because GBA is very similar. So yeah, like small difference. Yeah, so PSP can skip basically all cutscenes that exist in GBA, and I think this is the one extra cutscene that PSP has, and hence we also can't skip it for some reason. But yeah, nice chill starting cutscene, and we immediately get to learn the keyword Wild Rose. Yeah, keywords for everyone who knows this game is basically how you progress the story. You learn them, you use them, you continue. Yeah, running out, buying some bucklers. Shields are good to run away from encounters. We'll have to level them a bit. Fists are just the strongest early game. Yep, firepower I want to say. Also, they cost the least, and unequipping armor, so that I think we're both faster and we like take slightly more damage. We're not gonna attack ourselves to get HP, but we still want to like, yeah, get some HP growth, which we'll get otherwise as well anyways. So yeah, we're taking some extra steps here. For the step route, to first answer the other question. So yeah, no, I'm playing the video of my PB, so you can hopefully hear the sound. And I'm just giving commentary today. Yeah, just so that we have some nicer commentary. Yeah, entering Gatia again for step route. So how the step route works in general. So in general in this game it is very simple. You have like a 256 step cycle. So if you do 256 steps like in a town, for example, it is the same as if you do 0 steps. So that also means that if you like do any bonus steps somewhere, like you just overstep accidentally, you can just, whenever you come to the next point where it says do, like, if you overstep by 2 and the next time it says do 4 bonus steps, you just take 2 steps less and then you're back on track. Also, thanks Keeper for the congrats, and hello Wody. Welcome everyone. I hope you have enjoyed Clear Obscure. Yes, I'm currently replaying the video of my Final Fantasy II PSP World Record and giving some nice commentary. For better YouTubes. Yeah, if anyone on YouTube watches this and yeah, has enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, so basically, steps get counted almost anywhere. So We cannot influence which encounters we get, but we can say where we get them. So if we want to, we can push quite a few encounters onto non-damaging tiles, like towns, for example. Or the pub, or... yeah. Thanks a lot, Bodhi. Hope Clay Obscure was fun. I have only heard good things about it to this point. So yeah, at the beginning it is not that important, because the encounters are fairly weak and you can just run from them if you wanted to. But later on, it's gonna be nice. It's not completely, like, necessary. If you just get more lucky, you don't necessarily need it. But yeah, having less requirements to get lucky also obviously helps. Yeah, so we have made our way to Finn, gotten 3 safety potions, and now talking to Scott to, well, get the ring. Not much. Get the ring so that we can go back and progress the story. We'll see Scott in Soul of Rebirth, not in this run, so we're only playing the main game. But yeah, when we're fighting the encounters, like in this early part, yeah, the HP might get low. You could have bought a Cure Tome in Altair as a safety, but usually you don't need it, so especially like in World Record PB attempts, you don't want to, but if a character would have died up to this point, well, it's a reset. But yeah, we're immediately using 2 potions on Maria and Firion. Yeah, taking 2 steps here just because if the soldier in the pub gets in the way, you want to have 2 extra steps available just in case. It's nice to have. Alright, so as we can see, we are also grinding a bit. Yes, there's 3 reasons that we are grinding here. One is just money, getting some nice early game money. One is, as I said, you don't have to attack yourself to get stats. Like, we'll fight until we get back to Altair, exactly 10 encounters, and after defeating all 10 encounters, we get a free max HP level up, just by defeating them, which is just nice. Especially early on, these HP ups are nice. And the third and probably most important part is that we are leveling our shields and fists. Yeah, for the first, to get from level 1 to level 2, you just need 1 action of a character in 2 fights. So if in 2 different fights Firion gets 1 attack off, then he will level fists and shield. This is true for GBA and PSP. Then we also try to reach level 3, for which we need, in PSP, just 2 attacks in 1 fight, and that twice. Which is why we can just do it here normally. Yeah, we have already finished that grind, so this is why we're just attacking with everyone. In GBA, you would need 3. We need to do that 3 times, so it is more common to just equip 2 shields on Firion and Maria. So, and by only leveling shields, you only need to do it only need to do it twice. But GBA also doesn't have the defend command, which makes, so you need more experience in GBA, and you need to manually equip shields to not attack. GBA feels faster, but yeah, in the grinding it's definitely not. So yeah, going back to Altair, showing Hilda the ring to learn Mistral, and now we have Menu. Menu. Yeah, Menu gives us a canoe. The canoe is great. The canoe lets us go over rivers and lakes. And rivers and lakes are non-damaged tiles, so they're non-encounter tiles. So we can just push encounters over there. But yeah, also Menu is a pretty strong white mage at this point. So he is basically just there to help you, like, get more comfortable in the early game. Yeah, so we're healing the characters, putting Guy into the front row, just so that he will tank more attacks in the upcoming grind fights, so that he will get more max HP. And then also giving Minu 2 shields, because having 2 shields equipped makes characters faster, which is good. and increases their evasion. And yeah, from now on, we'll have another grind over here in Tramit Falls. After we have like bought ships and airships, which are great. Good ways for little money to just zoom through the world map. Yes, river tiles, just like town tile, most town tiles, and regular tiles, all advance the step route. There are very few tiles that do not advance it. Most notably, actually, screen transitions. Like if you enter stairs or exit a room or enter a room, like that step does not count. Up to this point, I want to say that's the most normal one. But yeah, so here we are in Summit Falls. We want to do 4 fights on hopefully pretty small encounters because, well, they get less attacks off, they deal less damage. So they are generally faster. In order to grind the shields and fists on our characters to, well, the level we want. So we want to raise guys, fists, and shields to level 5 from level 3. And while we're doing it, we can get Firion's and Maria's shields to level 6 because we don't care about their, well, fist damage. And Minwu gets shields level 4 simply because we can. Yeah. So what that means in PSP is that we need to, in the first fight, we need 3 actions on Firion, Maria, and Guy. In the fourth fight, 4. In the second fight, 4. In the third fight, 5. And in the fourth fight, we need 5 actions on Maria and Firion, 6 on Guy. Yeah, Minwu just needs 1, 2, 3. And in theory, 6, but shield level 5 is not worth it in this run. Yeah. We also get like all the guild chests because guild is nice, and also we would like to get some encounters. Yeah, GBA and PSP are very have the same step route basically, but they are like 4 or 5 dungeons which have a slightly lower encounter rate. So like if we say like in 256 steps in that cycle, we have like 11 encounters in the world map. We have 9 encounters in the usual cave. In PSP, this one for some reason only has 7. So we have less encounters to just choose from in PSP. But yeah, especially with having Minwu and everything, this is just still the place to do it. Also, most notably, yeah, like the encounters, I have not talked about it, but in the early part, like goblins, slag eaters, hornets, they can all run away. Encounters in here, like, yeah, the goblins can run away, but the rest at least stays, which is very, very good for consistency. I think I can finally take a short break and breathe. But yeah, so we're raising the shields because shield level... Most things you can run from shield level 5, but we get 6 for free to make it even safer, and that will allow us to run from like all the encounters that we will want to run from later on. Guy Fist level 5 is in order to defeat the Red Soul boss later on. And yeah, I've started giving Minwu shield level 4. I have not really like tried where exactly we need to go, but to ensure that Minwu goes faster than the next boss, the Sergeant here in Summit Falls. Yeah, chest-wise, we picked up the high potion just because it's right there in the way. The guild chest and the fire tome chest because money. There's also like an eye drops and a potion chest. We really don't care about those because they are also like out of the way and all. Yeah, but like the Sergeant, I think casually the Sergeant is the first like the first problematic fight because he has so much defense. So if you just use like your swords, your bow, your axes, like normal weapons that are not fists or magic, you don't deal damage. Like, at all. I am not sure how this was balanced. I mean, probably it wasn't. But, yeah. Also, here's a short cutscene with Paul. Yeah, he's just there. For some reason, us just entering that room and talking to him means that they can now all flee the mine. Sure. Yeah, you will also see regular ambushes. I'm still convinced that the PSP version has a higher ambush rate than the GBA version, but yeah, it is what it is. Honestly. Also, Rip Maria, gosh. This is such a slow fight, because you see all these bow animation attacks. So usually, like, for melee attacks, it is kind of important. So for enemies, like there, the front 2 rows can do physical attacks and receive physical attacks. The back 2 rows can only target or be targeted by like long range, so bows or magic. The same is right with ours. Like whoever is in front row is the only one that can be attacked physically until you get until every one of them is dead and they return to the front row. The back row has to go to the front row. We'll see more of that later. But yeah, we did heal Guy, and now we've entered the Sergeant fight. We are unequipping the shields in the fight, in case of an ambush. And yeah, then we just cast Protect with Mingmu, who is now faster than the Sergeant. And so Guy just doesn't take physical damage. He would take bow damage, but that only deals like 45 HP. So this fight is now very, very straightforward. Oh yeah, I remember, in this run. So for some reason I didn't see Maria's shield level pop up for level 6. I was confused. So I just, the Sergeant has a higher, like, monster level. So you get slightly better experience from it. So I just tried to give her some shield experience on that fight. And the fight was a 3-turn fight, and that was enough to get her to level 6 then. Have to admit, I just didn't pay attention to see how that exactly happened. But yeah, I mean, if it would have been level 5, then it would have been level 5. It would probably also have been fine. But yeah, we've gotten the Mistral, just teleported out of the dungeon. Shoutouts to teleport. A very, very nice spell. And now we're putting Minwu to the front row because our grind is done. Minwu is low. Yeah, we'll leave him in critical because, yeah, you will quickly see. So if everyone in your front row is dead, you need to have one dead character. But if everyone in your front row is dead and the enemies want to do physical attacks, those attacks just get skipped. Which make ambushes a lot faster if you just start a fight with no one alive in the front row. And yeah, so that is a trope you will see, or a tactic you will see, basically throughout all of the run. But yeah, we're going back to Altea, taking some extra steps here to like put the encounters in the town and the lake. Just so that we can deliver the Mistral to, yeah, open up the storyline in Bavsk. The town will go afterwards. In theory, we can now also buy Mistral equipment, but we are poor. We are very, very poor, and we need our money for other things. But yeah, for now we'll just go to Bavsk. Yeah, this encounter for me is a bit... So basically, you have this encounter. If you skip this encounter, you will get... Like, we have 3 encounters to choose from. Either this, what you could skip. One at the end of Bav's Cave. Or now not at the end of Bav's Cave, but in the overworld. And one in Poft. So if we don't skip the one at Bav's Cave and here, we'll skip the one in Poft and vice versa. You can, like, skip one of the 3. It's great. Hey. But yeah, we're just running to Poft, back up, taking the airship. Hello Bavsk. Now that we have delivered the Mistral, we'll see Borgen here instead of the Death Knight. And so now the soldier just is actually not scared of Borgen, so he just lets us through. Getting the weapon here, also nice. With the step route, we get this encounter right in front of the hole in the wall. So I don't need to have a visual cue to when to go left, because I just have an encounter for that. It is completely accidental, but it is nice that it happens. But yeah, opening those two chests for just some more money. Money is nice. And yeah, here you can see how slow ambushes can be if Minwu is not dead. All these misses. He doesn't even have shields equipped anymore. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't talk about it. The Summit Fall split was alright. Like, it wasn't gold, but my gold is also pretty incredible. So yeah, just MIPB was, I don't know, I didn't feel it, but that was pretty average. So we're somewhere between great and average. So just a good start. And yeah, so now that we have watched the airship, we couldn't prevent the dreadnought from flying up. So yeah, but fortunately, hey, there's a chest with a pass. What do we get that we need later on, and then we can just nope out. Yeah, losing 10 seconds, which it is a lot for Bath's Cave, but really nothing happens here. Absolutely nothing. I would almost remove that segment, if not that it tells me that I now really have to go to Baths. We'll have another one of these examples later. When I got to run this game again now, I did take out some splits. Like, there was a canoe split before and all. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So after we got Minwu, we also immediately learned the keyword Dreadnought, which we wanted to keep in the first position, so that we can just mash through in Baths. And you could have gotten the airship word later, but yeah, that's why we didn't get it there, and then we can just get it here. Together with the Sunfire keywords that we need to progress the story anyways. So it did not hurt. Yeah, and then we're preparing everything to, well, go to Salamand next. Cause, yeah, it is time to say goodbye to our good, friendly white mage Minwu. Minwu's a goat. Definitely one of the really cool guest characters. Yeah, because, yeah, the king is sick and Minwu has to take care of him. What is there to do? Life of a white mage. Yeah, now that Minwu has left, we can actually talk to the king. Give him the Sunfire keyword just to trade it for the Goddess of Skibel keyword. I would say casually it's not always that obvious, but we take it. Oh yes, so I overstepped there by 2, but this is fine. Yeah, usually you want to do 4 on the next lake in the big one, but you can put 2 into here. Also, we are selling all the stuff now. Here's where it matters. Because we want to have fire tomes. Fire tomes are basically our currency. The resource that we need to get through, like, the early game. Also, yeah, apparently I did not read my notes correctly, which sometimes happens. Did another 2 steps, and then, well, I got that extra encounter there. But yeah, it is very important now. So all our 3 characters are in the back row. If you just get into a fight, and it doesn't take longer than a turn, it will not get adjusted. If you open the menu, they will immediately be all put into the front row. It's, yeah. But now we have Joseph. Joseph enters into the front row and everything is fine and set up again. Good morning, Rio. Hi, Nightbox. Thanks for believing in me, Nightbox. I'm commentating as fast as I can, Nightbox. Oh, okay. No, bye, Nightbox. All right, bye, Nightbox. But yeah, now that we have reached Salamand, Salamand has some cool spells, but we currently don't have the money yet, so we'll just go and get Joseph. Joseph has a snowcraft that we need to get to the next dungeon, and so we'll just go and get that. Well, it does make sense that you need to have a character in the front row. So the game, but the thing is that the game doesn't always check if you have a character in the front row. So that's basically all there is to it. Like, the logic is just that, yeah, there can't be a back row if no one is in the front row. But I'm just trying out something new. Alright. Always gotta be open to new stuff. But yeah, we've gotten the snowcraft, taken 16 extra steps, just so, well, that we don't get an encounter exiting and because it fits. And I will go up to the snow area. Yeah, snow good. Snow only has 4 encounters in 256, so a lot less encounters, which you might notice. But also something, well, way more important. Which is a memory minigame. Welcome to memory. Let's see how fast Nikki did memory. So Nikki did not remember where Minu was. Yeah. So apparently, well, it was a thing. But yeah, the Pixel Remaster does not have this minigame, but yeah, in all the other versions, I think it does exist, at least GBA and PSP. So 7 misses is not that great, but what is important is like, so the memory minigame gives you stuff if you get like 0, 1, 2, 3 wins and you get the fastest time you've ever had on that. But also when you start the memory, it only generates 32 different memories and then it loops. So we basically do the first memory. Some people take screenshots. I write it down on a piece of paper and then you go skip forward to the 33rd memory and that's the same. And that way we just get a free first place for 40,000 gil. An elixir was 25,000 gil and a cottage was 1,000 gil. So all in all, 66,000 gil, which is a really good amount. That will help us a lot. Yeah, prior routes have even done this twice to get like even more money, but yeah. Nowadays, also with a step route, I guess without step route you should do it twice, but just to be safe. But with step route, usually one has been tied, but you don't want to spend another 20 seconds. Also, hey Arachno. Hey Rio. Yep. World record confirmed. Spoilers. Yeah, you can see me here forcing an encounter in the snow, because in the snow all encounters are runnable. And here we are starting now in Snow Cave. The first dungeon in which, well, there exist unrunnable encounters that we will have to fire tome. So yeah, and as you can see, it is random. So it is nice to having had more money for more fire tomes, but at the same time, you could get away with less. You could need a lot more. It's here's where it starts to get decided how many you need. Also, we'll need 2 items in order to defeat the next boss. So the boss of this dungeon is the Adamantoise. And yeah, there in theory 3 threats for the Adamantoise. But only 1 is really viable at this point. I mean, I could say 4, but yeah, so the first one that was used was to just grind fists to level 7. So that took quite a while longer. And was really only useful for this fight. So yeah, Adamantoise has a pretty high defense. The other strat is use a teleport tome. We'll do that later on when it's not the boss. But teleport tomes cost 1000 gil. Or a chest in Samet Falls, or the land turtle, very out of the way, also not so feasible. But it is also weak against ice. Yeah, so there was a time where we bought 5 blizzard tomes, but yeah, it just means 5 less fire tomes. So instead, what I've been doing in this route is that we are getting the Antarctic Wind and the Blizzard Tome. So in the last screen, and the Blizzard Tome chests in this screen, which are very likely like 90 to 95%. It's a damage roll, but it usually works out. To just defeat the Adamantoise. It gives us 3 more encounters instead, but on average, I think it's like a 1 in 3 chance for it to be unrunnable. So we are only spending 1 fire tome on average in order to get these items. Which, yeah, definitely worse, especially after having like cut the grind so much shorter. I don't want to imagine how to do that without getting all those. Yeah, also beaver. Guys, big beaver, very important. Praise be the beavers. Yeah, sadly you don't need to talk to the beavers to find out that there is a hidden pathway there. So, hi beavers, bye beavers. Yeah, also the lower you get in this dungeon, the less unrunnable encounters there are. We've been really lucky. Like, I have not even seen us use many. But yeah, in general, unrunnable encounters are decided by the pattern and even the floor. Like, the Deadhead, Ghoul, and Zombie combination is unrunnable in the first 3 floors and runnable in the last 2. So that's the thing. Yeah, also taking 2 steps here just so that I have the encounter out of the way, and then obviously we get the 1 encounter over here, I think, that is unrunnable. Yeah, it is usually grenades and the bigger of the undead packs. Alright, and here we have the Adamantoise. Hello, Joseph. So yeah, Furion uses the Antarctic Wind and Maria the Blizzard Tome. That's kind of important, because the Blizzard Tome scales with the higher intelligence stats that Maria has. The Antarctic Wind doesn't. So we're looking for like 200 damage on the Blizzard Tome and 475 on the Wind. Yeah, the Blizzard Tome was a bit lower, but the Antarctic Wind... under-damaged by 1 HP. Yeah, which is sad, but also we are really bad in just dealing any damage with our fists at only level 5, so we need to throw another Fire Tome after it. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I have done the mistake before of trying to like deal the last amount of damage with the fist. It just doesn't work, and then people die, and we don't have Phoenix Downs yet. So, yeah. I at least knew what I had to do, even though the Fire Tome count is... It can work, it cannot work. Let's just leave it like that. I mean, we started with 11, which is already pretty low, and now we're at 8. I mean, only having used 3 Fire Tomes is really few. There have been times where you had to use like 5, 6. But yeah, so the next, well, boss is Borgin. He's just there. He's just, I don't know, chilling. Just putting Furion and Maria into the front row since there are more targets. Just in case. In PSP with level 3, like, I have actually defeated Borgin with those after Guy died early on, but you don't really want to. And yeah, Guy just usually 1 or 2 shots, Borgin. Very straightforward. Go into it with shields in case of ambushes, unequip the shields in the fight, you attack, and yeah. 07 Joseph. 07. Thanks for the fun. And congrats on your phenomenal FF9 level 1 run. But yeah, Boulder. If we're talking about FF2JP and NA, there are a lot of similarities. Big giant boulder trying to crush someone? Check. Just that Rosa fortunately did not get hit. But yeah, we are re-equipping the bucklers so that, well, if we don't, we might have trouble running away. It has happened. And yeah, just leaving guy in the front row because someone has to be in the front row. It is what it is. Yeah. You don't have to put Furion and Maria to the front row for the bargain fight, but recently I've just liked doing it. It's a very small time investment for just basically not having to worry. It's like, even though it probably goes fine either way most of the time anyways. At least as long as the HP values of Joseph and Guy are good. But yeah. So now we're making our way back. With all the money that we have gotten from the memory. Praise be the memory. Yeah. Without the memory, we would probably have to do PSX strats. Which are Furion solo swing the sword on everything. I at least wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, with the bucklers we have, we might still fail to run away sometimes. But most of the time it works, and once we get Mistral Shields later on, it works for sure. Yeah, 99%. Alright, so we're in Salamand, we are selling our stuff, and now we're buying 51 teleport tomes, 2 life tomes, and a warp tome. So yeah. Why buy Phoenix Downs if you can just use Furion's and Guy's MP in order to revive people, also revive multiple people, also in fights? We're still buying some Phoenix Downs, but yeah, without the life tomes, like 11 would not be enough. Some status healing items, and yeah, 41 high potions. This was originally 31 in GBA, but yeah, with how many ambushes I've gotten in PSP, I have increased the number by 10, and I'm, if anything, only thinking about increasing it by 10 than decreasing it by 10. Yeah, 1 eye drop that we'll get to soon. 1 cross, 1 mallet, because they're sheep. Cross, I'm not even sure what can inflict curse right now. Mallet, Maria might get cursed at some point, and then well, she wouldn't be able to cast teleport to get us out of a dungeon, like Mysidia Cave. And gold needles, well, petrification is a thing. Yeah. The warp tome, so yeah, teleport gets us out of dungeon and decreases the HP of the user. The warp tome gets you 1 screen away and does not do it. But most notably, we'll use the warp tome in order to, yeah, make the step route work later on in Dice Castle. You will see. Okay, with all that, it is time for Cashun and another guest, Gordon. Yeah. That guy somehow made it here without the Goddess's spell because he knew a hidden pass. I find that very rude. I find that incredibly rude. Like, why? Also, yeah, if you just paid attention in Puffed, you saw me go 1 step up and then exit the town. In general, when it comes to extra steps and the step route, taking an even number of bonus steps is easy, because you just run back and forth. Taking an odd number of bonus steps is weird. But yeah, you really have to look for the opportunities. But here you can see taking 2 encounters, because there are no encounters in that room, but in here. Teaching teleport and warp to Maria, because, I mean, if she loses HP due to using teleport, she has the least amount of HP to lose, and life on the other 2. And yeah, then you see me forcing encounters here, because this floor has the lowest amount of encounters that are annoying. Also, this is like, so in the 256 cycle, there's 1, like, back-to-back 11 steps. That's like the closest they usually are. that you were able to see here. But before and after that, it's pretty fine. Yeah, so we have the rare Shadow and Ghoul encounter. Yeah, Cashan has a variety of encounters that you have to defeat. Most notably, it's Adamantoises and Were-Rats, which we use teleport tomes on. Yeah, speak of the devil. You could, in theory, also use 2 fire tomes, but we do not have that many fire tomes that we could be this generous. And yeah. We're just making our way through. Hello, Ogre. Yeah, taking 2 extra steps accidentally. That is fine. But yeah, always trying to be a bit careful. Also not even queuing up Teleportome with Gordon. He is sure to be the slowest. And the 3 definitely are enough. Yeah, also note, so why are the teleport tomes so successful? No, it is not Ogre. Also, Ogre mages, evil as ambushes, because they can cast sleep. Hey, Zoma, yep. But yeah, what was I talking about? So why are teleport tomes so successful? So in the Pixel Remaster version, this would not work that well. Because teleport tomes are supposed to scale with the character's spirit. Which they do in PR, but for some reason they just don't do in the other versions. Like in PSP, GBA, not even PSX, I think. Yeah, it is bugged and always calculates maximum spirit. Which, yeah. Like in theory, teleport is like warp. But yeah, thanks to that bug, the teleport tomes are just really, really nice. Okay, and now we are at the Red Soul, and yeah, I couldn't get to talk about it, but yeah, Guy only has 88 HP, which is a problem. So usually you want to have Guy a bit higher, because, yeah, Guy should tank 2 attacks. So usually you just attack with Guy, and then Gordon heals Gordon, Guy, which is kind of important, because the Red Soul only has MP for 4 attacks, for 4 magic attacks. After that is physical, and you want him to be healed right after that. With 88 HP, he just doesn't really have the pool to tank 2. But fortunately, I mean, Furion tanks quite a bit, and he can heal if needed. And yeah, so Furion, Maria, and Guy, if they have 2 shields equipped, outspeed the Red Soul. Otherwise, the Red Soul outspeeds Gordon and Guy without shields. So if you want to go if you have to catch up, going back equipping shields is a valid option. So yeah, playing it a bit risky here, but fortunately Guy did really good damage. So the Red Soul has 540 HP, and this was a 4-turn fight. I have seen this fight take 6-7 turns, which is, considering that physical attacks also deal up to 70 damage, yeah. But yeah, using life for the first time, reviving characters, and just teleporting out and getting a nice gold split, which I was really surprised with considering how many encounters we teleported away. So just being fast with those and not getting ambushed as much really helped. And just a 4-turn fight. Hey Madelon, hey Toku. So detrimental to his speed. So the thing is, it's not even that detrimental to the speedrun because the memory minigame also doesn't exist in Pixel Remaster. So we don't have the money source to even buy that many teleport tomes. So yeah, there are 2 reasons why we can't spam teleport tomes in Pixel Remaster. On the other side, we also don't need that many because the Pixel Remaster version has a lot less Like, in this game, we have for many dungeons a lists of unrunnable encounters. In Pixel Remaster, we have 5 total in the whole run. 2 Royal Guards, a White Dragon, Green Dragon, it's like Blue Dragon, Iron Giant or something? I'm not even sure. But yeah. Also, cool thing for the step route, this is the only game that actually tells you how many steps you have taken. Which makes this praise be the Chocobo. It's the first Chocobo ever, and the only time we get to use it. And so I can just watch that I want to get off the Chocobo at step 4401. If I didn't like take any extra screen transitions or anything. And be exactly on the step route I need to be. Because else, I mean, the Chocobo moving in the forest, like in the open forest, that is not as easy to track. And yeah, so now we are in the Dreadnought. So this is a place where the fire tombs really need to hold out. This is also the place where you have, especially early on, a lot of undeads. Yeah. So this is the place where I want to say it was this route the most resets happen. After you are done with this, you also generally don't reset anymore. But yeah, so basically all ghast encounters are unrunnable except for ghast plus wear red. So yeah, we're getting Thieves' Gloves also. Here, small, nice side effect, I would say. So I have not tested this in PSP, but I have tested it in GBA, and other people have done it in PSP before as well. The ambush rate does get influenced by Firion's agility and Firion's agility alone. So for like Thieves' Glove, which increase the agility by 5, you get like a 3% lower chance of ambushes. So on the cost during the run, we'll get the gold hairpin, the black garb, and the Thieves' Gloves in order to increase Firion's agility. Yeah, also there are mines. Mines could also be fire tomed. With Gordon, it's a one-shot. With Maria, it's a damage roll. With Firion and Guy, it's a two-shot. But yeah, fire tomes are we're kinda tight on them. So these ghast and ghouls could in theory also be teleported, but they have pretty high magic defense, like for teleport tome resistance. So here I just went for a fire tome and was like risking it a bit and being like, no, I'm fine. This should be okay. Yeah, like these shadow enemies, they have to be fire tomed. So there is no question. Also thanks for congrats, I didn't say yet. Yeah, so if you run out of fire tomes here, I mean, you can somehow make it through, but it's not cool. Yeah, but here, after like getting the other one, let's try and use teleport tomes. I know it's spooky. Yeah, there you can see, like, there is no way you get 4 ghasts with 1 teleport tome. We got it with 2, which was really nice. Really, really nice. Like, this could easily be 3, 4, 5 teleport tomes, and then after the Dreadnought, you might be lower on teleport tomes, so yeah. And with that, we have like the first part of the Dreadnought done. Also rescued Hilda, which, yeah, you need the Sunfire for, whatever, honestly. Now you have another danger. So the amount of undead encounters decreases, but now magicians come into play. Yeah, mages in general, not so good. Not because they are unrunnable, but because if you get ambushed by magicians, they could cast sleep, and then you just might not get the chance to run away. And then they'll just use their AoE spells, even though they deal like, I don't know, 20 damage AoE? Like, yeah. Not cool. So yeah, we had a lot of mines here. Not cool. But at least our fire tome count was good. So yeah, I think we finished this dungeon with 1 fire tome actually. So I was really happy with the way I tried to calculate things. Because yeah, there's basically 1 screen left, but it is a really long one. Yeah, I remember. It's been half a week. Jeez. Yeah, this run has not seen magicians. This is basically the upside. There you can see, like, this is the second to last fire tomes that I'm using here. But yes, this run has not seen magicians in the Dreadnought. That's basically the big plus of this run in the Dreadnought. Yeah, also this encounter is nice, because it is again, like, you're running right all the way, and at some point you have to go up, and it is exactly where we get that encounter here. Yeah. A bit unfortunate how many mine encounters and such we got. So yeah, sometimes of the like 51 teleport tomes we have, you like leave the Dreadnought and you've already used 20. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, we are now at 34, so we have used 17. Four teleport tome mines is that's just not good. But yeah, you basically just roll with it. You see what happens, you roll with it. Like, the things we are talking about right now, I mean, so teleport home usage is 7 seconds, so it is, like, relevant. But at the same time here, we're talking about, like, maybe plus minus a minute in a segment, as long as we don't run out of fire tomes. Then you have to, like, reset or fight with Guy. Not cool. What did I say? We never got a magician. Never mind. I misremembered. But yeah, we got double blizzard. Yeah, there you can see. Not cool. Hey, Tofu. Yep. Yeah, we're preparing also our party. Very important. To have all 3 characters in the back row. So I said earlier, we don't want to open the menu now. God will leave us after this cutscene. And yeah. Then all 3 are in the back row, and we don't want to open the menus so that everyone is just put into the front row. Yeah. So this Dreadnought was pretty miserable, to be honest, but honestly, like, a sub 1 hour tropical island would be like a great time. And the PB I ran against had a 1 hour 07, so like, if you still have a 1:00 tropical island pace, you're all good. Which we are definitely at, so yeah, it's might be 30 seconds behind, but I was really not worried about anything, because 30 seconds is nothing in comparison to the late game, which you'll get to see. It's a thing. Yeah, cutscenes are also not that long, especially in PSP, where you can skip some. So yeah, this is like 1 minute 20. So yeah, returning to Altair. Shoutouts to Sid. And now we are watching the king die. For Minu to still not get into our party, but yeah, we are kind of now on the same mission afterwards, just going different ways. So basically, we are doing all the work, and he just appears at the end of the tale. Oh, like, how? Cause yeah, on the way to find the magical ultimatum, which is so ultimate that we definitely need it in order to defeat the evil. Sure, more riddles. Alright, chat, it is riddle time. Born from sorrow, I spread across lands. The Emperor's tool at his dark command. A curse to erase all kingdoms' dreams. What deadly force am I cloaked in screams? Okay, I'll need some time. Oh yeah, also important, don't forget to talk to Gordon here to get the Dragoon/the Wyverns keyword. That definitely happened before once to me. And yeah, now that we have gotten all of that and still some memory money, we can upgrade our shields and buy fire tomes for the rest of the run. So that's good. Take 4 extra steps and do not get encounters until the next fight. And then it's time to take over a pirate ship. Because we need a ship. So we're doing the same as FF5. FF2 riddle. Would have first thought Leon, but I feel like this does not. Does not fit. But yeah, so pirate ship, I'll think about it a bit more. The pirate ship, yeah, we're fighting 8 pirates, and so if you get ambushed, you really want to have all your characters in the back row so that you don't need to worry about anyone dying, and also watching all these physical attacks. And then we do what you always do in a pirate ship, you just burn it all. Right? Because the ship is strong enough to, like, make work with fire. Yeah, very old strats tended to also use the teleport tomes, but that was very inconsistent. Like, could be faster, I mean, less tomes, but yeah, I think I also remember like 7 or so. So just staying at 3, being consistent is just way nicer. The ship is surrounded. Yeah, that is true, but we want to use the ship. So, yeah. So in theory, the story tells us to go to Dice, but there's also the tropical island, which is only mentioned later, but there's not really a requirement of when you have to go here. And yeah, it just fits really well with this visual cue up there that you just go down here and then you just end up at the tropical island. Also, every encounter there is runnable, so you can just run through very well. I guess it would be the Dreadnought. I'm just not sure how it's born from sorrow. Yeah, also we got Layla. Praise be Layla. She died very quickly, which is nice for the speedrun. Because, yeah, you get a lot of ambushes, and so you can skip a lot, because just changing formations is faster. Also, Layla had the gold hairpin. The headgear that increases agility and protects against petrification. So it's just a really good thing to give to Firion for both reasons. Yeah, so I am overstepping there by 2, which made me be a bit insecure. Because we after this, we really want to be on steps, but so there is a way to save steps, which is that at the end of the dungeon there is a teleporter. But you can also teleport out yourself. We usually just take the teleporter because we don't need the steps and we don't need to menu that way. But yeah, so I knew that I had to like teleport now, and I believe to remember that it is 13 steps that you can. Yeah, it is 13 steps that you can save if you were to teleport immediately. Also, you still get an encounter on the island afterwards, but it doesn't matter because you would get that on the sea as well. Which is kind of surprising. Like, the sea only has 2 and 256 encounters. Also, these encounters, like, overlap. Obviously, it's not like they are like shifted or anything. But yeah, so I had to improvise a bit there. Also, hello Bighorns. Usually, so if you don't use teleport tomes, you might also do this after dice, because you get like the wing blade, for example. Or in PR, you get the Sage's Wisdom and Saint Spirit to increase your intelligence and spirit for like using teleport tomes and warp tomes. But we don't need that, so we just go here immediately, use teleport tomes. Two tomes is really nice. Usually, well, I would still say average is like 4. 1 tome, 1 bighorn. Yeah, so I just forced it encounter a count to make sure that I'm not on an odd amount of steps ahead or behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so I take 7 steps total and know that I should probably have to use 4 extra steps that I can take in the water now with the ship. But yeah, just having some backup probably. Just to make sure that I have a bit more options to play around with. Yeah, which is also why I save here. I'm not completely confident in what and where I am, and yeah, I have not saved up to this point. Now the save strat is completely turning 180. Because now we have to save basically every encounter. Because besides unrunnable encounters, there will also be encounters that just take way too long, and encounters that we simply cannot beat. Yeah, so welcome to Dice. See that little lake there? That little lake tanks 2 encounters in the run. Praise be the step route. Yeah, I sadly don't have a sheet for around, like for the odds of around Mysidia. So yeah, most of those are unrunnable. And yeah, floor 1 actually only has unrunnable encounters. So this 1 Fire Tome encounter is the best you could get. Oh, the answer was Cyclone. I see. Yeah. I think the Born from Sorrow was... That was an option I had, but I couldn't say where one was different than the other. And I have no clue how it was born. But yeah, so we go in, get the pendant, so that we can now go into Dice Castle. And talk to the Wyvern. Thanks for gifting a sub to Rio. Love your little riddles, not gonna lie. And yeah, now that we have also the Wyvern keyword, and we didn't forget it, we get the Wyvern egg, and yeah, here's where we need the warp spell. Because I think we need like 63 steps if you just run out, but we only have 50. So we warp twice so that we can now go to the place we want to go in a shorter distance. And get exactly this first item over here, the Sage's Wisdom. Which is gonna be important like 50 minutes from now. So yeah, now we teleport out, and this way we can push the next encounter. So the next encounter only exists in the overworld, but not in this dungeon. So it is important that we want to have it in this dungeon. So that it doesn't appear. So yeah, we're only getting 1 encounter here now on this floor. Yeah, so they are sadly all bad, so I'm not even sure what to do with this now. But yeah, fortunately they let themselves be teleported kinda alright. Kitching. But yeah, what was that? Oh yeah, this was a floor 1 dilemma. This is so spooky. Yeah, so here's where Sunken Cost Fallacy came in. I shouldn't have reset. I should still have tried. Because realistically, the odds weren't that bad. And I did reset because I think I didn't check yet how the encounter table really is in here. But like all are bad. And I was scared of the amount of teleport tomes I did already use. But yeah, they're just no good encounters here. So yeah, instead I get 2 Hilgigai, which are definitely not a better encounter on average. But yeah, so 3 teleport tomes for 2 Hilgigai, very good. Very good. You were also able to see that I wiggled a bit. So we're getting to one of my, yeah. So the thing with saving and reloading is that you might just get the same encounter over and over. Because you just have the same RNG over and over. So the question would be, how do you change this RNG? When I did GBA, I just opened the menu, switched Fire Tome and Teleport Tome, left and right, and then I had something else. I was happy. When I got to PSP this time, I was like, yeah, nothing is ever changing. I had a bit more luck by changing up and down, but that was also not consistent. Here you could see that, yeah, I was getting 2 giants, was, yeah, trying to wiggle because I was like, maybe I can get something better. There's better stuff in here, right? And I got yellow souls. Yellow souls we can't do anything about. So I reset again and wiggled again. Because, yeah, wiggling in a corner is actually what has been most consistent for me at PSP. Not really in like a hallway, like left, right, left, right. That's not been good. But wiggling in a corner has really helped. So if you pay attention, you will see me like save a lot, like in corners and corner adjacent steps. No, wiggling does not advance steps because we are standing on the same tile. Or yeah, maybe you can also call it corner bonking. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, we are standing on the same step, like in that upper left corner, we just go up, left, up, left, up, left. And yeah. And if I do that like 6 times, then I seem to like roughly get a new encounter. Like if you only do it 2 times, that might not be enough. So you also see me like save here, which is kind of far away to the next encounter, but it is the last point where we can wiggle. Yes, you have to actually change tiles. That's the point. So yeah, this floor is like most notably, or has for me always been most notably, because this floor is like 70, so according to the wiki, my knowledge about this is all from the wiki, 37.5% Hilkigai, 37.5% yellow souls. And the rest is runnable. So the chance for like really bad encounters is pretty high, especially yellow souls. So you definitely just take Hilkigai and you just pray for runnables. Yeah, we get 4 encounters in here. You could put it down to 3, but then the other floors don't line up as well. So yeah, it's just a trade-off that you have to decide what to do when like trying to figure out a step route. So you have like quite a lot of free, but then you have like the 11, I always call it the 11-step encounter. Because there's just 11 steps in between. So yeah, this is runnable, but this is mages. Thanks, mages. Just don't sleep me. I were fine. I mean, as fine as it can be. Still better than Hilgigai and all the other stuff. Oh, yeah, just casting a life tome just in case. Maybe I have Layla for the next boss, because there are only 2 encounters left in this dungeon until the boss. So just having one more is nice. Maybe. But yeah, we're seeing we have like 25 teleport tomes. I would say it's kind of almost average, but yeah, still something to kind of worry if you have the time. Also, hey Nostro, thanks a lot. Yeah, then we have nothing in floor 4, which isn't that bad. And then we have floor 5. Floor 5 is mostly nice. There's exactly 1 encounter in floor 5, which is unrunnable, which are Gigantoads, which obviously we do not get for once. Then we enter the 3rd floor, and then we go to the Chimera. Yeah, 1 to 4 Chimeras. It is random. We get 4 again. What can we do? Yeah, the dangerous part about chimeras is that they have an AoE flame breath, like fire breath attack, which they rarely use, but if they use it, it's... 2 of them would probably kill my party. Very surely, actually. But yeah, we do outspeed. Usually we just teleport them away. And that's it. And yeah, with that, we are done with Dice Cave. It was a good Dice Cave with the exception of the first floor. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I have this first floor problem or issue where like the first floor suddenly is a lot harder than it should be. But yeah, so we're delivering the Wyvern Egg. We're forcing one more encounter here because the encounters in here are nice and it lines up perfectly with the step route for teleporting out and then pushing the next encounter into that little lake right at the cave. This little lake where we do like 3-4 steps in. It's actually 3. And yeah, so we're 46 seconds behind, but again, no real worries. Nothing too major has happened. Pace is still completely alright. Like, unless you want to go for a sub 215, I would say you can just take that pace. Oh my, you have turned Austrian now. I see, I see. And yeah, so now we are moving back to Altair. Here's where I mentioned... yeah, we have a lot of small splits. And I would think about removing the Lamia Queen and the Behemoth split. But then I would just see the Goddess split and might just go from dice to fin immediately and have the run die because of it. So I'm just keeping these small splits here. Even though, like, yeah, they are really short. Yeah, taking 2 steps to not get an encounter on the map when landing. And then we have the lewdest boss in all of Final Fantasy. It is time for the Lamia Queen. Yeah, the Lamia Queen has incredibly high magic defense. So sometimes you get lucky and get a first try teleport home. Sometimes you get unlucky and need like 7, 10 or more. Or even die. What has happened? See, I drink neither energy drinks nor coffee. So I'm just living the caffeine-free life. But yeah, fortunately Firion has friends. Yeah, Layla is also still alive. Sometimes I just don't even care about her being alive anymore. Simply because of pace. If you want to play it safe, sure, revive her. And or save. But yeah, if I really die here because of all teleport tomes missing, then we're probably also 2-3 minutes behind. Also I have AoE life if everything goes bad, but yeah. So I try teleport home, not too bad. Actually surprised that we only... the pace was this good. This was close to gold with like the ambush and all. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see Lamia Queens again. Later on. Oh my, the hydration police. But yeah, now that we had the Imposter Hilda, not to mistake with the Imposter King in FF4, I said many overlaps. We now have to journey with Gordon again. Yeah, taking 2 steps to skip an encounter. Heck yeah. And... yeah, so compared to like the old PSP world record, so I changed something up. So we are taking, in comparison, 256 steps more now. Entering also the arena now from like below instead of from above. But we skip 3 encounters that way. and it could be even more, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, so the desert, all encounters are runnable, but if you get ambushed, they are pretty deadly, mostly with physical, so you rarely get a Chimera ambush with a fire breath. But yeah, so we basically save once, just because it's been a while since we saved. Go through the 2 encounters, and then, yeah. Make our way to the one of the Final Fantasy gimmicks. Hey, who wants to be caught in a prison? Time for prison break. You're good, Nostra. Look, you're good. But yeah, here's a Behemoth. The weakest of the 3 like bosses here, with the lowest amount of magic defense. So yeah, not even queuing one with Gordon, because I'm not sure when I have last needed more than 3 teleport tomes for the Behemoth. This was a nice first try, and we down. Who wants to be trapped in the arena? Yeah. Oh no, the Emperor wasn't really there. Oh no, we are caught. Yeah, we're not bonking the monster, we are freeing the monster. We are teleporting them out of here. But yeah, prison break. Yeah, look, Paul is here. Such a random character that just comes and goes. But yeah, now we're breaking free of the prison. No one else is here. Going to the right room here for some extra items. So the elixir and the ether. So I was mostly sure, but because I teleported once more in the tropical island, I just wanted to have that ether as like a backup in case I was actually out of MP. The elixir is worth 25,000 gil again, so yeah, when we restock on teleport tomes, that's just 25 more teleport tomes, which is just a really nice amount. Yeah. So when we're talking about also like formations, like Spectre alone is unrunnable here. Spectre and Revenants is runnable. So you really need to look for the whole formation, even if you might not know it. But that's only for the final dungeon to show off. Yeah, so also small change. We are getting the encounters now early, so we get the first one still with Gordon. Saving here to get this, because, well, we still get one more, and if it is a Spectre ambush that just casts AoE break and petrifies your whole party and you die, it doesn't matter if everyone is in back row, and I don't want to watch that cutscene again. So just doing an extra menu. Having another nice encounter here. Well, I mean, the other one was okay, but yes, this one was nice. And now we're doing 72 extra steps, usually 74, but since I got that ether, there were 2 steps already. Just like 5 times right, 2 times left, back and forth. But yeah, the movement speed is pretty fast, so it's really not that long. So yeah, and now we're going back to Finn. Yeah, there was a time, like, I did try shortly to, like, skip one more encounter in this desert here, which you could. But then you, like, need to change your steps to an odd number twice, which in the arena is alright, but changing it back is pretty bad. Like, you just don't have a good spot to, like, take steps and then change it back by 1. Because you would, like, have to take a step in Finn for the odd one, and Finn is just really not made for it, and then I misstepped often, and just takes the encounter in the desert. It's okay. It's usually no big deal. Honestly. So yeah, we're heading to Finn. Furion in the front row, because if we had gotten a Spectre in the Colosseum, then it is only a 2-shot if Maria is alive. So I'm not sure how she would have ever survived an ambush, but okay. Yeah, 6 steps in the waters, another 6 steps here, which is... So this is the main reason why we did 256 extra steps, because in that cycle, there's exactly one spot where we... Where am I in my notes? Yeah, where you take, what is it, 46 steps, like between one encounter and the next, and we need 45 to get from the entrance to Gotos. And the encounters here are kind of annoying. So we're just finding that one little niche hole in the step route, which allows us to just not get an encounter here. It's worth so much. Because yeah, else you get like, I don't know, a Chimera encounter or something. You have to teleport them in easily 30 seconds down the drain. But yeah, so running up to Gotos. Gotos had a bit more magic defense, but also no really dangerous spells usually. I mean, no spells at all, like, I don't know, haste and berserk, and yeah. And then we learned some more keywords, and Agmetalios now lets us get through here. Oh yeah, I forgot to menu. So usually I put Furion into the back row before the Gotos fight and just ran with it. I was like, whoops. So I made up for that menu. 18 steps in order to get back on the road for the underground. Yeah, so the first floor only has like undead encounters, but no specters. So we're just safe with what we're doing here, even if you get ambushed. Yeah, the second floor has like brains and changes. The third floor has mantis devils, and the fourth floor has like ogres, ogre mages, chiefs, that stuff. So 3 floors of runnable encounters, unless you get the rare green soul encounter, which can exist in all floors. I'm not sure if it is in the first, but in 2 to 5, I'm pretty sure it is. Floor 5 has unrunnable stalagmite encounters, so we'll have to teleport those. But yeah, the former world record has a green soul encounter and lost a bunch of time to that. So yeah. We also wanted to take another 20 extra steps, which we are doing in this floor because, yeah, Mantis Devils just don't have animation attacks. So if we get like an extra encounter in here, that is fine. Better in here than in the other dungeons. Also, that block just fits pretty well. Yeah, I just realized we don't even change where we get the encounters. But yeah, so that block is just 20 steps. So it fits pretty well. Yeah, so you can see where we saved. Ogre Mage ambushes. Yay! Praise be the Ogre Mage ambushes. Yeah, I mean, it's like you take them, you don't reset for them, but you also always pray that you don't see sleep. Yeah, healing Furion here because AoE spells are a lot weaker than single target. As soon as the spells become single target, the characters will just die. Like, Guy will just die immediately after. Yeah, another ambush. Heck yeah. Who actually needs HP? And going fast and all. Yeah, here you can see exactly like timed out. He gets us like right before the next floor where the encounters become actually unrunnable. I'm still convinced that somehow on PSP we just get more stalagmites than in GBA. I don't know. I just don't remember getting these huge packs that often. But yeah, in this case it didn't matter. Nice one shot. But yeah, I mean, you can see the time loss, which, I mean, we got so many, like double Ogre Mage ambush, yeah, it's just a thing. It's okay. Yeah, here was actually like, is this gonna be one of these runs again, where, like, I just stay even with my PB, like, in splits where I could save time, I don't to stay kind of even with the pace, and times splits where it's like rough, I just still stay even. I also have good splits. But yeah, All in all, yeah, that's like over 40 seconds of lost gold, but yeah, it just happens. I've seen worse. Yeah, here we get one encounter last, but it's just goblins, honestly. Alright, but with that, basically, like, this is how long the teleport tomes need to hold out, and now we can restock. Also taking more extra steps, it's like 38 steps here in the ocean. So yeah, this was, like, you can go one further. The top of that island is usually my visual cue, and yeah, now we go to Mysidia. So yeah, there's actually a way, so maybe we can land the ship further to the left, above that mountain on the north, because there is a lake, and then we can probably enter Mysidia from, like, without getting, and leave it without getting an encounter, and the extra steps, we have like 100 steps to waste, like in the ocean just now, and in Mysidia, actually almost 120. Because especially these encounters around Mysidia seem to be pretty evil. Like, that Spectre just now. Yeah, Spectre ambushes are not cool. But yeah. If there's ever, if I will ever get back to this run, that might be one thing to look at. Yeah, selling the elixir for a nice amount of teleport tomes to restock. Which was accidental, but still nice. Yeah, recently not had that much problem with teleport tomes in the second half. And yeah, now it's time to use the masks. Yeah, the white mask from the underground and the black mask from the island. So yeah, a bit confused stepping to the right, because usually between like the rightmost and the leftmost here, it is 20 steps. And we need 76 steps. So it's like 2 times 19, 2 times 18 and 2 times 20. But yeah, I was a bit out of like, oops, I went one to the right. What does this actually mean? And now I'm confused. And did I even count? And whoops. Just because it is a world record run does not mean that it doesn't need to be scuffed or can't be scuffed. And yeah, so this is so yeah, as I said, so the first encounter here after Mysidia also for some reason has been trolling way more than the other ones. So I just took this bighorn encounter, just because I did not want to see all the other things it could throw at me. And yeah. Still saving, so obviously. Don't need to save every encounter here probably, but it's still nice. Still, it is in general better to save than not to save. Like, if you get trolled, it's pretty bad. And nothing is worse than like not saving, having to reset at the second encounter, and then the first encounter blocks you. But yeah, and now we are inside Mysidia Cave. Yeah, when we're talking about dungeons and PSP that have less encounters than GBA, we had like Samet Falls. Might also have been Bath's Cave. And then the next ones are here: Mysidia Tower and Mysidia Cave. Mysidia Cave and Mysidia Tower. And later on Jade Passage. So yeah, here you will like save on average, yeah, like probably almost 2 minutes. It's like 2 encounters less. It's like 3 encounters. 3? I have it open. 1, 2. Oh, it's just 1 less. Okay, so this one only cuts out 1 of the 2, but it is still 2 encounters less and 1 in a crucial floor, which is the last one. Yeah, so we are getting the Black Garb, which again increases Furion's agility. Yeah, put on the Black Mask. The first 2 floors have like 95% chance of decent encounters, like 90 good, 5 for zombies and 5 for souls. So not saving every step, but every encounter, but yeah, still every once in a while. Yeah, and then we make it through. So here you see how we just don't get encounters. Because with that one, it's like, what, 27, 60, 76 steps between two encounters in PSP. It's just massive. Yeah. Fighting this flying ray basically because I felt like it, honestly. Floor 4, 3 and 4 are actually still not so bad. So in hindsight, I think I need to, like... sometimes you just feel it. I mean, second try is still, I would say, about as fast as resetting and getting a runnable encounter. So it was still fine. Yeah. Ryoses... yeah, I'm not feeling them. If I get them as a second encounter, maybe, but as a first encounter, it's definitely valid to just retry Getsus and get out of there. Yeah. But yeah, before definitely want to save every... encounter. Yeah, so here we're gonna waste 6 steps, and I think I want to... I'm not sure, but I think you can push this one before the stairs, because for some reason on these stairs I've also gotten worse encounters recently. So maybe this does not actually count as being part of floor 4, but some kind of in between? I'm not sure. As I said, my info comes from the wiki, which sometimes tells me weird things that I can't even... don't overlap with what I'm seeing. Yeah, notably of the flying ray, maybe, they do regularly outspeed Guy. Yeah, I think here, yeah, as you can see, it's like, yay. Yeah, like 4 teleport tomes for 6 teleport tomes for that flying ray. It's just bad. It's just pretty bad. But here we get to see... is it here? Yeah, so this is floor 5. Floor 5 actually from the table has bad encounters. We only get 2 in PSP unless there's 3 in GBA, and here, yeah. Welcome to suffering. Remember when I said I like to have corners in which I can wiggle? Yeah. So if I can only wiggle left and right, I also like to change items. And if I had known what I have got next, I would have just taken the 4 flying rays. Because yeah, Death Flower and Spectre is like we need to teleport, and Fire Tome, so this is just an absolute no. And then we take the next one after that. Okay, and then we get Ryosis. That's alright. I mean, all right. It's still pretty bad, but yeah. There were 2 minutes of time save in the split dungeon. Let's just say it like that. And we get, yeah, like we can just run through here, but as you can see, there is not a lot of time save. Which, yeah, that made me a bit sad. Not gonna lie, this was no, actually misremembered. Yeah, if you want to see real suffering in Mysidia Cave, the Soul of Rebirth run will be the one to look at. But yeah, that wiggling left and right is not as good in changing encounters. But yeah, so we're getting the rod, the staff in GBA. Don't know why some names are changed. Going back in the dungeon because Mysidia Cave Floor 1 has nice encounters in the overworld. So why not? It still lines up with our step route. It's not like we get any extra encounters or anything. And then it is time for, well, Leviathan to eat our ship again. So there's no push or jump this time. We're not checking if Cecil pushes Yang. But yeah, the FF4, FF2, there are some similarities, talking about UK. Yeah, taking 8 steps so that we, well, skip the first encounter in here. And then we are inside the Leviathan. So yeah, this is also where we get introduced to like the gastric juice, basically to damage shields. So damage shields are special in the way that it's not only that you don't get encounters, it's also that they do not actually advance the step route at all. So you cannot push any encounters into them. And you take 1 damage. Yeah, so 2 items are strength increasing items, which equipment, which is nice later on. Once we have the ominous blood sword, and then we meet Rickett. Because people are just living here, rent-free. And he just joins our party because we have a place left, because 07 Layla, she held on for a while. She actually also survived this, like a queen, just saying. Yeah, taking 12 steps, and then putting Maria back into the back row, healing a bit, and fighting the next small boss. So yeah, originally I had like a split for every small boss, but apparently the whole segment between Mysidia Cave and Mysidia Tower is only like 11-12 minutes, so just making it one very volatile segment, if I've ever seen one. But yeah, first try round 1, so that was really nice. And then we just get our ship and leave. Taking 6 steps here, which is kind of important. So the first floor of Mysidia Tower has like annoying encounters, like ghosts. Ghosts are like the upgraded form of specters, and we don't even kill them with 3 fire tomes usually. We need 4, and no. But on the step route we just don't get an encounter in the first floor. Thanks, game. You rock. Thanks to this short, small hole in the wall. Yeah, we get our first encounter here. Which we can just run from. Yeah, so the incredible thing about Mysidia Tower and Step Route is that there are actually 2 floors. Like I was talking about, like 2, 4, usually 9 in caves, 11 in the world map. There are 2 floors in here which have an encounter rate of 25 encounters in PSP and 32 in GBA. Which, yeah, like there are spots where it's like, is it 1-1? Yeah, it's like 1-4-1-3-3 steps between encounters. But fortunately, there are also like 2 quote-unquote holes again that we can use for exactly these 2 screens to just make it through nice and cleanly. So I would say if there's ever a spot where step route is important, then this is probably the one. Yeah, we're also not even saving for Fire Gigas. Fire Gigas only has physical attacks, and yeah, not that much magic defense, so nice first try. Hey Zito, thanks for the luck, good to see you, and hey Hami! Trying my best, I have a lot of commentate, ironically. Yeah, also ice floor, you better know about that hole, because else the whole ice floor is a lot more miserable. Yeah, it's so this floor is a lot longer, and the encounters here are not nice, as you're able to see. Some nice red soul, not nice red soul. Yeah, we're forcing the second encounter into the screen here now, and then we can run through. Yeah, it's an ambush, but hey. As long as it's runnable, that's all we really need. So yeah, a few more spike tiles. So we had the lava tiles, which are like the gastric juice, like the ice spike tiles, which are all just damaging tiles that don't advance the step root at all. Yeah, then we heal, because the Ice Gigas actually has an AoE Ice attack, which is rude. So yeah, taking some extra safety precautions. Because this one has been trolling me regularly recently. I mean, not trolling, but not the nice first try teleport tomes that you see here. And yeah, so yeah, now we're going to the Thunder's weakest floors, skipping the first encounter thanks to PSP. And then we have 1, 2, 3 more encounters to go. Yeah, this one is again one of those, yo, we need to teleport and we need to fire and they have high magic defense and they're just not. Yeah. This one is also unrunnable, but it's 3 fire tomes at least. We know that we can consistently get through that. Takes a small time loss and move on, honestly. Especially after the first one has been that bad, you just, yeah. You just take it, and it's okay. Like, you can see that there's, in theory, a minute of time save in the split. No. It's just, it is alright with how volatile the segment is to be a minute behind gold split here. Like, just honestly, it is what it is. Yeah, so saving before a wiggle. I think I was like a bit influenced by the encounter before that. I was apparently thinking just now, hey, do I want to reset? And then, yeah. Yeah, I had some bomb encounters like around Mysidia, which took me a lot of teleport tomes to defeat. I don't remember. Yeah, so usually with Silgi guys, they have been nicer. This one apparently not. This one apparently has also been rude. But yeah, as I said, like, just one of these encounters and flip, that's 30 seconds. And like the whole Mysidia Tower segment is just huge. Like even the Leviathan, what I didn't mention is now that you have like been to the Leviathan, like also all the sea encounters change to like an upgraded version that can do heavy AoE attacks. So the sea is not safe anymore. And yeah, so yeah, 3 unrunnables before the Thunder Gigas. I'm actually surprised with the pace. Like the rest of the tower was good. I mean, we had first try roundworm, first try fire gigas, first try ice gigas. Yeah, so the rest was really good. Just yeah, these 3. But yeah, that's just how FF2 is. You can get a perfect segment, and it will actually save you time. And be very rare. But yeah. Yeah. And first try Thunder Gigas. Like all 4 first try. That is actually incredible. Yeah, now we get to the upper floors. Those usually have good encounters. There's some undead encounters, but also some ambushes again. Like, if you get the wrong ambush, you might still die, so... Still want to save. You don't have to save every second encounter, but I also didn't feel that comfortable in where these encounters are. And yeah, as you can see, hello ambush. Rip. Big rip. If you're looking forward to Jade Passage, yeah, get ready. So this is just what ambushes can do to us. It's a thing. So yeah, and then after 2 fire tomes here, we take the second door, which I like my notes. I always like having notes because I never can remember. it's only 2 times that in here you take the second door, and in Dice Cave you take the third, and I still refuse to remember it and just check my notes. And yeah, now we're at the top of the tower, where suddenly Minwu already is. He could have just taken us with him. Seriously. What have we gone through all the work? How dare you, Minwu? But yeah, also 07 Minwu. He's using all his power to get us through. Hey, Gillian. Oh, hello. But yeah, he is gonna be needed in Soul of Rebirth. So people in the afterlife could not work without him. Just saying. He is on a more important mission. But yeah, with that we finally get to the final room. Well, there are 4 attribute spheres and the main ultimatum in the middle. So these attribute spheres give you like +10 strength. I think strength, agility, spirit, and intelligence. In Pixel Remaster, everyone gets 10 of that stat. In all the other versions, it is 1 random character. Which is just completely unreliable and not helpful, and yeah. If it was all of them, I would probably get some. Like, Cricket would be happy about them and all, but yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen in PSP GBA where it's random. And yeah, so we're taking again 6. For some reason, it's always 6 steps there before landing, and we are in Finn. Learning the Cyclone keyword, which only has one purpose: blood sword, blood sword, blood for the blood sword. And then it's just that the stat boost doesn't really do much, and the animation. It's that you actually don't get encounters in that floor, so that's nice. It does increase the like encounter table, so you increase the step route, but it is a non-encounter floor. So yeah, if you wanted to, you could shift encounters in there as well. You can also teleport out of that room instead of taking the teleporter. Yeah, now we're using the pendant here on that mirror, and the wyvern will come, because we need to enter the cyclone somehow. Yeah, also steps in Finn, in the castle, Finn, they are very, very weird, and I don't even know exactly how they work. But basically for us, they just don't advance the steps at all, except for Paul's house here, like inside these buildings. Also, yeah, this is a spot where I always expect him to be, because he moves a bit, so this could change. Yeah, then I'm taking items, I'm taking 2 extra steps, and that was weird. Okay, let me just 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I did change the step route here. And see, so it says that I should be taking 40 extra steps, which I just did, but 2 in that other room. Okay, and here it works. I'm just confused. I'm pretty sure in Soul of Rebirth the same happened, and it didn't, but hey. But yeah, so what I have done to the step route is, before I took like 60 extra steps, but I've been able to manage to like shift the encounters from the higher floors of the cyclone to like the former floors, to the first floors. Like, we'll even do 6 steps in here now to like get them earlier here, not on the world map. And that has just been giving me really good cyclones. So yes, there are the 6 steps. It has just really, really helped me to get like incredible cyclones. Like, Usually these splits have been like around 10 minutes. And yeah. You can see like my gold is an 840, which was what I always got. And they weren't even perfect. Like, here, hello wood golem. Definitely not, I mean, we're not gonna do anything, also we can wiggle nicely. And then... we go, yeah. So it is 6 encounters? 7 encounters total. But yes, you can see, like, we are only getting like one encounter. We are no encounters on the top floor, one in the second to last, one in the third to last. Like, just most of them early on. And yeah, resetting the second time, wiggling a bit after the wood golem. Resetting again. Wiggling a bit more. And there we go. Lamia Captain is a good encounter. And yeah, then we have one last encounter. This is usually the one where I had an unrunnable, but here we get a runnable also immediately. And yeah, so we had 3 small resets, and that's all the random encounters have like thrown at us. So yeah, the encounters were just really, really nice. And now we're coming up to the gauntlet. 3 fights back to back. The first 2 are Royal Guards. Which actually I realized makes sense if we ignore that they are riding on horses. Inside the throne room. And then we have the fight with the Emperor himself. So yeah, for Ricket's equipment, we have the Blood Sword, which is great. It deals with every hit 1/16 of an enemy's max HP. As long as damage is not capped at 9,999. Then we have strength increasing, I think the Giant's Helm natively equipped, and then we equip the Black Garb and the Thieves' Gloves, which increases agility to outspeed the Wood Golem, which is in the final boss fight. Which might be considered usually the longest taking enemy there. Yeah. So yeah, that went pretty well. And yeah, now for a... So we have teleported many things, but we can't teleport the Wood Golem. So we are going for like some special strat. So we're using the Sage's Wisdom that we've picked up in Dice Castle. With the, in theory, faster Therian, like here's the agility equipment, on the slower guy. In order to increase his intelligence and do the Fire Tome steal, like you could see 150 on the Wood Golem, right? So Wood Golem has like 1,600 HP. To like 650, 700. Also Maria coming in really clutch, just whooping the floor with all 3. So this is just an incredible fight. Like I'm even defending with Maria and Furion, they could like do 150, 200. And yeah. This is just an incredible fight, and suddenly we have a gold split by like a minute. And like this was a basically perfect Emperor split. Also, just like in the PB video, I needed to pee, and I will do that right now. So enjoy the dancing cutscene. Okay. Yeah. Ironically, this was also a gimmick of the run itself that I needed to be. Yeah. But yeah. Emperor's defeated, but Leon wants to take his place. We need an airship. And surprisingly, we are just visiting Sid, who dies. I mean, probably has nothing to do with us, but it might. But definitely not, because we are the good ones. But who knows? Yeah. My favorite, how is it called? Fake news. Oh, we killed Sid. In order to get his airship. That was not what I was looking for. I just don't remember what the right one was. Yeah. Also, just a note on what pace we are, because these splits don't really tell that. If you were to compare this split time, this 153.17 Emperor, with the former world record, we would be on high 217 pace. Like, because the former world record by Poolside had a pretty good final 3 splits. I think he said that for him it was even all gold splits. If you were to get like a really good final 3 segments, you could go real, like 217 would be on the table, at least. Spoilers, we did not get it. But yeah, just to show like what like immense RNG we are still up against. Like, we have, this is still, like, if you're in the run, you have a chance to PB or world record. I mean, at this point, I need, like, 9 seconds for world record. Because world record was a 2:22.07. But, yeah, just giving you an idea of, like, what could be if you, like, keep being lucky. But yeah, so we're going to Palamecia Castle. Palamecia Castle's first floors are pretty nice, including the upper floor, which we landed on, which is like 90% runnable encounters, 5% generals, 5% Imperial Shadow. I think it's even 1%. Imperial Shadow is just a reset. We can't do anything against an undead. That's just way too powerful for everything. But yeah, mostly in this dungeon, it is about generals, which are like half the unrunnable encounters. It's like general plus X. The others are Cockatrice Flying Ray, single scouts, not scouts with devil blooms, and death flowers. But yeah. Yeah, no, it is not over until anything. Hey, Sayo. It's a time, alright? But yeah, so usually these floors are fine, and here in 4F, it's where it starts saving every encounter again. You don't have to, but it just feels better. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm playing it by the fields. These encounters are also very close to one another. It makes a difference if you, like, have, like, good odds, but back to back, and it's easier to afford to me than if you had like 50 steps to just get to the next encounter. Cause yeah. We're just running from stuff. Nothing major has happened yet. Pace still feels still good. So yeah, it says also best possible time 2:17:40, and these splits were still kinda fresh. Like, you can still save probably gold Palamecia Castle by 30 seconds and Emperor 2 by at least a minute, because my gold split has died to the final boss twice. If you want to see a truly broken Pandemonium Emperor 2 split, go look forward to my Soul of Rebirth run. Once it is on YouTube. And yeah, and here you can see I just really wanted to not get an unrunnable encounter, and I also had to take quite a lot of steps, and I went from flying race to some death flowers to more death flowers, which is like, death flowers are pretty sure they have a higher magic defense than the flying race. So if I had known that, I would have just stuck to the flying race, and you just see me wiggling and wiggling. And it's like, also like 4 seconds or so just to get the steps in. And yeah, now it's like fourth encounter, didn't even change. Like, what you really don't want to be is to be stuck. Yeah, no, it's bad. No, it's actually bad. Yeah, then there was, I don't know. For some reason, it decided that what I was doing was using up inputs. Yeah, I'm just desperate, trying to somehow change the RNG. It felt pretty, it really felt bad. Yeah, and then we have like double general. Double general is also bad. Generals are like Lamia queens and magic defense, and except they only have physical attacks, and physical attacks are like, yeah. Character dead, character dead, character dead. Alright, Diana. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. So yeah, now after like 6 encounters, I see it single general. I'm like, alright. But yeah. Like, I've not counted, but this was probably like 2 minutes. Which, yeah. It was miserable. It was just miserable. So yeah, we're forcing an encounter here because this is the floor where we got down with the airships. So this is being considered an early dungeon floor. And then we get to the last one, which in theory is the worst. But yeah, with the setup, we only get 1 encounter here. Which, yeah, single skull is unrunnable, and I don't want to see the spells in the first place. So that was a pretty easy choice to just reset. Or get to Lamias, which are runnable, and just nope our way out of here. And say, screw you, dungeon, thanks for wasting me all my dang time. I mean, it's really only been that one spot. Like that one spot where we had to like reset to get like that same encounter 6 or 7 times. Everything else was actually good. Like, I'm fine with resetting for the skull encounter once in the last floor here. So that's just a thing. Well, that's just a completely valid and normal thing. But yeah, as you can see, like, we're just losing the time again that we just saved at the Emperor split, which was... it was unfortunate. I mean, I know that there's still time save in the Emperor 2 split, like, which is a 13-minute split, which is slightly slower than average, I would say. Like, a God Emperor 2 split would be like sub 9 minutes. I had an 8:30 in GBA once. But really bad ones can also go like 15, 16 minutes. But yeah, bye-bye Rickett. He's a hero. May he save the party in Soul of Rebirth and deliver his blood sword, but not in this run, because we'll just keep the blood sword to ourselves here. But yeah, and now we have to work with Leon. Hi, Leon. Maria's brother, by the way, just saying. Oh yeah, Blue Dragon King Behemoth was the other 2 unrunnable encounters in Pixel Remaster. But yeah, so we want to take some extra steps, because, well, we barely didn't get one in the top of Mysidia Castle, in Palamecia Castle. So, and in Finn itself, the steps don't count, but in the inn they do. So that's why we enter there. Equip Leon with, like, the Blood Sword and strength increasing equipment. Now, you might be wondering, why is strength increasing equipment, Nikki? The blood sword always deals like the same amount of damage per hit. Which is true, but the number of hits also gets influenced by the strength the character has. Which I did not know in my first sub 220 pace GBA run, where I lost 5 minutes on the final boss. But yeah. So yeah, we're taking some steps. It is a bit different. So the entrance spot between GBA and PSP of Palamesia Castle has been changed by 1. In PSP it is 1 lower. So we also in PSP take the lower entrance and then take 2 steps less. It still all works out. And yeah, welcome to the Jade Passage, the entrance hall of the final dungeon. Yeah, barely any unrunnable encounters. We have like white dragons, 10% floor 1, 5% floor 2. Big floor 3 has nothing, 1% green dragons floor 4, 5% floor 5, and 10% floor 6. But most importantly, if these encounters here ambush you, you can die very, 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 very quickly. Especially with Guy's HP being at 178 and not even having reached 200. He might just die to a single Abyss Worm Cyclone. Well, I mean, we have seen it in Mystidia Tower, right? Ice Lizards. I think Ice Lizards also... No, Ice Lizards exist in Pandemonium. Here we have Fire Lizards, which are barely any better. Like, half the enemies here have, like, AoE attacks when they attack. So, yeah. You still want to save. You still want to save. Yeah, Waterfall is like the water type, I guess. Spike damage tile. Same thing, you take 1 damage, Step does not advance. And then we have like this neat little shop. For, yeah, usually, if you want to like play it risky, you only need 2 haste tomes probably. I know. It's like I'm fine with step ending another 1 or 2 seconds at the moment. Going for maybe a third. I mean, we've gotten the elixir in Paul's treasury. The third chest it was. To sell for 25k. Yeah, the haste tomes just for the final boss. Which honestly is more or less the only thing we'll fight at this point. There they are. Abyss worms. Stay away. Stay away from me. But yeah, so yeah, this probably not as like swingy as the other segments, but I mean ambushes and like you can still like make a minute plus or minus. I would say normally. I mean, as you can see, there's like 50 seconds between former PB and best segment. Yeah, I think Zetran got like a green dragon on the very last tile, and I didn't save like in between the last 2 encounters because they were close. And yeah, just FF2 things. Just FF2 things. Like our hot vampire lady here casting a pretty cold spell. She is so cold to us. Rude. Rude. But yeah, that last chest there was an elixir. I'm not even sure if we just picked it up, but yeah. There's generally not much of a reason to get one because, I mean, we have the blood sword. You see me save immediately because I don't want to run into Green Dragon here again. Right after. Just give me the Chimera Swings. Oh. And then we enter the actual final dungeon. The Castle of Hell, Pandemonium. Not to mistake for that turtle in FF12. Very epic music. And yeah. Also a dungeon where I regularly succumb to first floor problems. Which means that the encounters in the first floor, which shouldn't be that bad, show me way more than they should be. And suddenly I'm like 3 minutes on this floor. It is kinda long, but still, you shouldn't be here for 3 minutes. And yeah. First encounter also really doesn't have a good wiggle place. Oh yeah, Leon is still basically useless. He just doesn't have the shield level. He isn't fast enough. So yeah, even if you wanted to, you can't really kill anything well. Yeah, so yeah, just... Sometimes you just go for it. Is it because it's just one Lamia Queen? I think the teleport tomes, though, even if it's just one, they will always just cast with AoE odds. Which is unfortunate, but yeah. Second try Lamia Queen, not too bad. You can also see that, like, my best is a 10, at the moment is a 1032, with 2 deaths at the final boss. While my PB is a 1308. What was a 1308? So there were 2.5 minutes since, like, officially. Yeah, here you see Misra Golems. So this is 2. So 2 Misra Golems you know you can run. But there's also the Misra Golem and 2 Death Rider encounters that you can't run. And if you only see 1 Misra Golem, then you don't know what the, like, other spot would be. Because it can be, like, 1 or 2 Misra Golems, or 1 Misra Golem and 0 to 2 Death Riders. So you just have to try it out. It's the same with Beast Demons and Devil's Blooms. If these Beast Demons have Devil's Blooms, even if you can't see them, you can't run. Otherwise, you can just get out of there. But yeah. This dungeon is long. This dungeon is fairly long and has... I think what makes it so special also is that, yeah, there you can see single Misra Golem, not runnable. Like, they are quite, like, we can't really fight much. We can try to, like, teleport Lamia Queens and, like, some Thunder Gigas later on, King Behemoth. But there are also quite some, like, runnable encounters and some ambushes, and also Lamias. Please stop hugging me. Please wait. Yeah, but this is now the 3rd try, I think. Yeah, nope. At some point, I'm like, alright, if you tell me that, like, every changed encounter, like, my whole encounter table is Lamias, then I guess I will have to fight Lamias. Because, yeah, saving and reloading is way more fluent in GBA than in PSP, which is the main reason why I preferred GBA back in the days. But now I was going for the world record in PSP, because that's where the competition was. Hey, City! Bonks the City. No, I just... So the FF2 GBA world record is a 22013. Yeah, I just didn't feel like grinding to the sub 220 back in the days. But if you really, I mean, want to grind it, I mean, you've seen it this run. Like, 217 is possible. You just need to give it enough attempts. With the additional Mysidia time saves that, yeah, I only, like, thought of afterwards. Like, maybe there is another minute. But, I mean, realistically, I shouldn't save a whole minute for encounters that might not even be bad, so... Yeah. Yeah, we were just wiggling around, so... was it floor... So the 3rd floor, the floor 3F, I think. The counting is also different in GBA and PSP, it's great. Has the highest chance of Lamia Queen encounters, but ironically, we got some, like, everywhere else. Because, yeah, chances are just chances. So, it is what it is. So, yeah, saving every encounter, very important. This was a bit more spooky. There's a devil wolf. And yeah, here you see Beast Demons also. If you see 4 Beast Demons, I think, you can be certain that this is runnable. Not even sure. I'm pretty sure it's maxed on 4 in GBA, but I have seen 3 Beast Demons and 2 Devil's Blooms in PSP, so I'm not sure if it is also effective in PSP. Yeah, Fire Gigas and Ice Gigas are runnable, Thunder Gigas is not. But also, yeah, not the worst encounter. With a few bombs. Let the bombs be bombing. And yeah, just moving forward slowly. Nope, moving in a corner without making a step does not count as a step. I am just doing it in order to like try and change the RNG I am on to get a different encounter than I did before I reset. Because yeah, changing RNG, especially in the PSP version, is not that easy. But yeah, the reason I took this encounter is just because it's there right after the teleporter, so there isn't really any place to wiggle. No place to wiggle, meaning higher chance to just be stuck on the encounter anyways, so might as well take it. The Thunder Gigas is not the worst. So yeah, like with Curse, I know that like the fire damage deals. I guess yeah. I mean, you use Curse in other runs with the Ancient Sword, so you take more damage, you deal less damage, but it really doesn't matter to these three characters anymore. We do not care about Curse. It also doesn't change the damage we do with tomes. Remember, teleport tomes only just always just take max spirit value. Yeah, so here we have Guy, the hero, who first tanks the freaking ice storm and then just fails to run away. Thanks, Guy. What a hero. Yeah, it can happen, but obviously it hurts. Yeah, also, look at our teleport tome count. We have like over 40 teleport tomes. I mean, I know at this point I'm just resetting all Lamia queens, but like there were times where somehow the teleport tome count has been like tight, and now I'm just running around with like all the teleport tomes in the world. I mean, at this point I might consider just not even getting the elixir in the Colosseum. But it would be such a minor time loss to have 25 less teleporter. I don't think it would be worth it. But do you mean I should now become a speedrun reaction streamer? I mean, maybe. If people enjoy it, we can think about it. Especially in games that I know well, like the Final Fantasy games. But yeah, once again, yeah, especially if as we are close to the end, we only have 3 more encounters coming up. Yeah, if you enjoyed this type of especially like more commentary stream, let me know in the comments down below. And in chat, obviously, for everyone who is in chat right now. Then I'm always having fun to just give proper commentary. And yeah, just going all out with delivering you like all the info. What are you talking about with what is happening to me? But yeah, yeah, this run was pretty special. So here we have a King Behemoth. King Behemoth is probably like Lamia Queen. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean with not getting what I want, but yeah, no, usually it's fine. Like the only marathon save strat I would use at this point would be getting a Cure Tome right at the beginning, I think. Because that has also screwed me in the first Final Fantasy Relay where I first showed off this new route, or most of the routes that I'm still using. There have been few improvements since I cut back now with the PSP run to the step route. Yeah, so final encounter. Yeah, just saw what that happens there. I was like, okay, I need to change the encounter. We don't have a corner to wiggle in, so let's just set up for the final boss already. If we can just run away from it, then that would work. We're getting another King Behemoth. That is actually not such a common encounter, but Yeah, I was kind of just feeling it, also looking at the time and being like, okay, sub 220 is dead. We would have needed 2 runnable encounters, which we just didn't. And yeah, I mean, King Behemoth is shouldn't be the worst of the encounters. So do that. Okay, so yeah, last floor. Last floor has a high-end counter rate for bad encounters, but yeah. So we would get another encounter if we take 2 extra steps. So that's how tight the step route here is. When we save. I was wondering if I actually needed to save or if we only have 1 shot at the Emperor anyways. Decided to save, and yeah. So the strat, we're using 2 haste tomes just to make sure that it procs properly, and then we try to get 16 hits with a blood sword in, maybe 17 if he does a physical on anyone that is not Leon. If it is on Leon, well, he's just dead, and that's bad. Yeah, and then he died. I was like, oh goodness. Now I have less than a minute. Like, this fight can go very fast. Yeah, also switching some items just to get different RNG. It's like, wah, panic. But yeah. Which is why I'm also only using 1 haste tome. Just cutting out the time where I can. And then that's it. Yeah. 221.49. Not a big world record, but yeah, it's a world record that will stand for a while now, probably. It's the end of like a decentish long grind. It took a while to get FF2 to actually comply to my wishes, and yeah. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Yeah, once again, if you did, let me know. Yeah, then we'll do lots and lots of those again.